how many school shootings does it take before we're going to have a conversation about keeping firearms out? It's always a young white male. Almost always.
By now, I'm sure you guys heard there was another tragic school shooting, this time at a Catholic school in Minneapolis. And of course, the first thing the Republicans are doing is offering their thoughts and prayers.
And not on the depressingly unstoppable rise of real-life gun violence in this country, thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
At times like this, I think of this classic article from The Onion, "No way to prevent this," says the only nation where this regularly happens. I think we all know the answer to this. We've been saying it for the last 2 decades. Gun control is desperately needed in this country. It's pretty clear what the issue is, and yet Republicans care more about their guns than they do their own children. Hence this perpetual cycle of sacrificing our nation's kids to trigger-obsessed, usually white nationalist psychopaths. But surprisingly, some Republicans are starting to point out the problem too. Trey Gowdy, the ex-Republican representative turned Fox host, committed the cardinal sin of conservative media and told the truth. If you guys always want to be told the truth, then make sure to subscribe to Really American, and let's jump right into it.
So number one, was he a prohibited person? Should he have been a prohibited person? And by that I mean, were there mental health issues? So you want to track the shooter, you also want to track the access to the firearms. Where did the guns come from? Were they straw purchases? Did he go into a gun store? Was it a private sale? I mean, that's all you can do now because there's not going to be a trial. I mean, these parents, they want answers. Everyone wants to know why. Emily, there is no answer to the why. Nothing explains shooting at children. I mean, we could bring in the world's foremost forensic psychiatrist. Okay, he was troubled. He was bullied at school. Well, then go do something to the people that bullied you. You picked on children. So if we are waiting on a why, then we're going to be unsatisfied. And where we direct our energies and our emotions is to the trial. And he deprived those parents of justice by taking his own life. They'll never get the answers that they wanted, ever.
In your experience, is the criminal justice system equipped to even handle these? You've seen, I feel like more than anyone has really encountered such tragic cases involving children during your career. And we've talked about the grief and the ripple effect of the parents and in the community. And in your role as prosecutor and as the pieces are taken up by those members of the justice system, what now? Our system is reactive. Something bad happens, we react to it. And what people are crying for now is how can we prevent this? How can we stop it? And the only way to stop it is to identify the shooter ahead of time or keep the weapons out of their hands. And so we're going to have a conversation of freedom versus protecting children. I mean, how many school shootings does it take before we're going to have a conversation about keeping firearms out? It's always a young white male, almost always. I mean, did anyone this morning think, I wonder if that was a female? Did any of y'all think that? I mean, there's been one school shooting involving a female.
It was in Tennessee.
One. Yeah, Tennessee. But other than that, it is usually young white males.
But do we not already have laws on the books?
The speed in which they ripped him off the air after he said that it's always a young white male, it would make Sonic the Hedgehog jealous. The Flash would ask how they did it. I mean, it's insane that he thought that would go over well on Fox News. As you can imagine, MAGA completely lost their minds at this. Let's fly through some of these responses from the top MAGA minds, like Cat Turd, who's unironically like one of the biggest people for MAGA. Piece of shit Trey Gowdy is now wanting to disarm you, he warns. Cernovich, another huge conservative account, said Trey Gowdy hates you and wants to take your guns. Black Mac responds, well, Trey Gowdy can suck my dick. The guns aren't fucking negotiable. You hear that, guys? They're not willing to give any leeway on the guns, even as kids get murdered for literal decades, year over year. Here's some unexpected truth in the comment section. Trump's going to be taking your guns after the left takes up arms to fight his authoritarianism. Gun control will become MAGA. Trump loves power, not liberty. That's 100% correct. We have to remind ourselves that it was Ronald Reagan who imposed strict gun control on the Black Panthers. Chances are it's the right who's going to impose gun control when the left takes up arms. Now here's the most recent post from Trey Gowdy, completely random, very cute dog, but I scrolled down to the comments and of course he's being completely brigaded by these neo-Nazi losers. Fuck you, Trey, they say, with anime girls talking about gun control in the comments. Like, really weird. I don't know why there's this weird Venn diagram between anime lovers and like Nazis. Super strange. Here's another person blaming these shootings on trans people, even though there's been like 10 or 11 arguably LGBTQ shooters of the last like 3,000. They are just losing it on Trey in these comments. Dumb fuck roosterhead, never should have trusted you. I knew you should have been imprisoned. Fuck you and your piece of shit dog. Why are you coming for the dog, dude? If only you had been in the Catholic Church. Holy shit, that's like actually evil. What the fuck? Trey Gowdy hates white people and uses them to scapegoat transgender mass murderers. Like, this is an actual disease. These people are literally deranged. Here's something from Eric Doherty, another massive conservative account. What the fuck? Fox News Trey Gowdy suggests gun control after today's tragedy in Minneapolis? What a concept. Suggesting gun control as a response to a gun crisis. Because that's what this is, right? This is a gun crisis. Like school shootings, mass shootings, that is one part of this massive crisis, but domestic abuse, murder in general, gang violence, all of these things are exacerbated by guns. And because of this country's strange obsession with guns and our kind of weird reading of the Second Amendment, it seems like there's nothing anybody can do about it. We live in a country where more than 600 people die every single day because of a firearm. And at some point, we just have to say enough is enough. I mean, Republicans are always going to whine and moan about gun control. They're going to complain and fearmonger that the left are coming to take your guns. But who cares what they say? We have long sidestepped the gun control problem for fear of kicking a hornet's nest, but it's about time we do something about these school shootings. We could run just on school shootings alone and probably win if we actually had a feasible plan to stop them. But instead, we send our thoughts and our prayers, we cry a little bit, and then we move on in a week and allow this shit to keep happening over and over again. I don't know about you guys, but I am tired of looking over my shoulder at every grocery store and restaurant that I go to. There was a mass shooting at a Target just around the corner from me. Somebody dropped a plate at the Olive Garden I was with my family the other day, and everybody jumped out of their chair like the first rounds had started going off. I mean, what this is doing to the psyche of this country is going to be studied for centuries. There's a reason why we don't have community. There's a reason why nobody trusts their neighbors anymore. There's a reason why we're starting to lose our holidays. Fear, division, greed, these are the things that make up our modern American culture. It's like the wild, wild west all over again, including the shootouts. Sorry for the rant here, but this is just insane. I was a child when Columbine happened, and the way that people talked about it, it was like a smaller version of 9/11. I thought it was going to have the same level of reverence and rarity. It's like every other week there's another Columbine in this country, but nobody wants to do anything about it because that would involve talking to your weird Republican family members about taking away their guns. And the irony of it is that the gun nuts wouldn't even be the people who get their guns taken away because they're probably the ones who use them responsibly. It's almost never a gun influencer or like a person who's at the range all the time who goes and does these mass shootings. It's always an isolated loner or somebody with mental health issues who falls down an alt-right Nazi rabbit hole, gets radicalized, and commits an act of mass terror. Of course, my heart goes out to this next generation of poor kids who were killed or traumatized from this event, and I hope this never happens again, but knowing this country, it's only a matter of time. Make sure to subscribe to Really American. I'm Tony Hinderman, and I'll catch you next time.